Good morning. Good morning, Sissy. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. Oh my goodness. Thank you for being in this space. Okay. And there you go. You're up here with me now.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. I had something to give praise for, so I wanted to come up to this morning.
Oh, this is great. This is great. Okay, so let's just get into the introduction, get into that place where we give our celebrate our wins and you can share your praise. So, for those of you who are in the space, who are listening on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, I want to take a moment to introduce myself. My name is Lady O. I am the founder of Lady O Enterprises, where I am an empowerment coach, a lifestyle influencer, and a podcast host to women. So I support, inspire, and encourage women to break the cycle of self sabotaging thoughts and beliefs, equipping women with tools to build healthy relationships, own their identity, and to help them to profit in their career and business so that they can confidently achieve their desired goals. I think we all can say that professional and personal development is very important. So we should all strive daily to enhance those areas about ourselves. And so I want to welcome you to click on the link above. It's that little rose gold circle with the lady laid back and logo. If you click on that, then it will bring you to my link tree where you're able to see everything that I do, and you could be a part of it because this is a community. And so I once again want to thank you for entering this space of praise break, silence the inner critic with your praise, because that is exactly what we do. We take a few minutes out of our day early in the morning just to say, you know what? I don't know what happened before this moment right now. I don't know what's going to happen, after this, but I'm going to silence any negative thoughts, any negative feelings, any negative energy. I'm going to silence that by celebrating my wins. And that win it could be anything of any measure. And so in this space, I love to say, use the WINS as saying we are women who are intentionally noticing success, our success, because we always can recognize others really quick, and we don't like the light shine on us. But yet, at the same time, when we put ourselves in darkness, that allows the inner critic to rise up and let us and tell us that we're not worthy, we're not good enough, and so forth. So I'm going to start off by celebrating my win. And then, Karen, I will pass it off to you. Karen, if you can just mute your mic. Thank you very much. Okay. So my win for this week is that um, I didn't give into to distractions. There was so much going around, and it could have been really easy for me to fall into this place of being distracted, but I slowed myself down. I remembered my little toolkit, and I was like, nope, I'm gonna go in my toolkit and I'm gonna grab something, and that something was peace. So I was like, what do I need to bring peace around me? And I put those things into practice. That the things that brought me peace, and those things, some of those things were listening to music, reciting a scripture, and silencing my phone, because I had to just pull away from everything just so that I could gather myself. And like they always say, put the oxygen mask on yourself before you can put it on someone else to save their life. And I had to do that. So I'm celebrating that I was able to slow myself down long enough to remember that I'm not out here by myself. I'm not out here doing these things all alone. I do have a toolkit. I have a resource. I have things that I could pull from to help me get to a place of safety, right? And so that's exactly what I did. So I'm going to, there we go. That is celebrating my win right there. And so, Karen, I want you to unmute and I want you to share your win.
Okay. I'm kind of excited. And when I say what the win is, it may seem like okay, but it's a big thing to me. Um this morning I got a word from God. And how I know it's a word from God is because I experienced the same method and way and how I received it. I experienced it before years ago when I was working and was walking through the halls of my job, and um, God had dropped. I mean, I heard a voice in my ear saying, "I'm going to get a promotion." Right,
Mm.
and when I got back to my office, my manager called me, and I think I told this story before. He called me into his office to let me know that I got a promotion, a big promotion that came with an office and everything. And so this morning, I'm laying down and I'm coming. I'm talking to God. I do my morning, prayer time before I even open my eyes, right? But it was so audible in my ear. God said, "You're a win. You are a winner." And so I don't know what I'm a winner about. I don't know what that is connected to, but because I heard it so loud, and it excited me because I know God has something there's something great that's going to happen. I don't know. I haven't been asking or praying for anything in particular. So I don't know, but God is he has let me know that something is coming down the pipe that that is placing me in the position. I'm already a winner. Every day that I
Yes.
wake up, I'm a winner. Okay. Every day that, every day
Yes.
that I have an opportunity to praise the Lord, I'm a winner. I know that, but because I heard it, because I really heard it this morning, it's this, whatever I'm a winner at is at a totally different level. And so I'm excited, not because of what's coming, but because I heard it.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to share that. I also wanted to share that so after all of this, right, I turned on the TV and I watched Tamara Hall's show, and she had this guest on her show that was talking about he was talking about his successes, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then for whatever reason, during as he was talking, he made this statement: favor is not fair. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
favor is not fair. I'm like, what does that mean? I was like, why did he say that? And what do that mean? Because I says, well, it just depends on how you look at it. Because favor from God is always fair, because God is fair. God is good. So where do people look to their look for favor from, that make them, where is he seeking his favor from? What happened in his life connected to whatever he was talking about at the time that made him feel that favor is not fair? And so I had to look up the definition,
Mm-hmm.
um the definition in the Bible. I mean, the Webster definition, and it says
Mm-hmm.
that a favor is approval, support, or liking for someone or something. It's also an act of kindness beyond what is due or unusual. It's also a feeling or show is also to feel or show approval or preference for, or to give somebody something that they want, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what favor, that's a biblical favor, right? Sorry, that's the Webster definition of favor. But in the biblical sense, favor is tied to grace. right? And so we know grace is God giving us something that we don't deserve, right? But we also see in the Bible many times in the Bible where God has placed, it uses the word favor, that is not grace, but favor, that God has placed favor, allows someone to accomplish something that was outside of their own, that their physical mean, that their physical abilities, right? God had a hand in them, in their success in that thing, because because there was nothing within them that would make them to be able to accomplish it within their own strength, right? Or their own abilities. So favor in a biblical sense, when we look at favor in a biblical sense, favor is like God is like, yeah, God is giving us something, allowing us to accomplish something or receive something, but as long as it's within alignment with his plan for our life, right? And so when we come upon that, right, what it does is it initiates, places in a spirit of thanksgiving. We're so thankful because we know that there's nothing that we could have done that to make this thing happen, right? So I'm thankful that I don't know whether or not what I heard in my ear and what I saw on the TV is connected. It's just a little bit weird to me, but I'm excited, because for whatever reason I got, um, um, God is just leading me in this direction this morning. Um, I don't know, as a setup to let me know that what I'm gonna say, to let me know that whatever's occurring is going to happen, right? Is not going to be something that I had anything to do with, right? That anything that I can accomplish in my own strength, but it's gonna occur. I'm gonna become a winner in whatever this thing is, or whatever this level is, right? And know that it was God, because it's going to be in such a manner that there's nothing that I could have done to accomplish it. And that's all I have to say.
I love that. I love that. That you received that in your spirit, and yes, you are a winner. You are a winner because you woke up. But let me tell you, something is coming down the pipeline, and God is preparing your spirit for it. I also heard that statement, favor is not fair. I believe that that statement comes, and I can be corrected, but I believe it's not a biblical statement, but it's a statement that people make when someone is striving for something and God and they have favor on their lives. It is the outside circle of people that look at them and judge them and look at them from an envious type of way. And then people have adapted to saying, well, favor is not, favor ain't fair, because those people don't understand the favor of God that is on your life, but they're looking at it like, well, why wasn't that me? Why couldn't that be me? It's in that way. So that's how I have known to come about that statement. But yes, favor is grace, it is power, it's the anointing, it's the covering, it's the assurance of, and we walk in that. There's nothing bad about favor at all. It's all good things. So sometimes I'm glad you even mentioned that, because we have to be careful how we come to these terms and we recite them, because they become these cliches that people say, and we adopt them in our lives, and then we realize later on down the road, when we have not reached our goals, our destiny, our desires, we realize we haven't reached that. Well, it's the things that you've been speaking in your life, saying that statement, favor ain't fair, favor ain't fair. Well, if you say that and believe that, then what's going to happen to you? Where are you going? So I love that you even brought that up, just tying that into something that you had saw. Thank you so much, Sissy. So, and you know what? This statement also ties into what I really wanted to talk about today, too. So, for those of you who know, I have a podcast and it's called Coming Out of the Dark. And so, if you click the link in that bio, in the link at the top, you'll be brought to the Coming Out of the Dark link, and you can watch it on YouTube or on any streaming platform. But this week, I talked about the start. And so that statement, I'm gonna use your statement. That statement isn't fair to say that to someone, or someone to believe that will also hinder someone's start. So I want to start off by just reading a little section from the podcast, and just to set the foundation for the conversation. So I like to say that whether we're starting something brand new, or we're at the beginning, saying like we're restarting something again, the bottom line is that we're all given an opportunity to start, and that start is a new day. So we're all at the same starting point right now in this moment, and that is called our new day, right? How we do that, how we manage that, that is on us. That's the thing that we control. We control this. We control our time, how we want to utilize our time. We can cast it away and we can do nothing at all, or we can be productive with our time and really look at it and see, how do I want to manage my time? Do I want to use time management? So however we each do it uniquely based on our responsibilities. What I'm most curious about is the emotional feelings we go through at the thought of starting something new. The emotions that come to mind for me is the feeling of anxiousness and overthinking. This may be true to many of you. You're at the beginning, which is formulated as a thought. The thought is expanded based on how we feel. If you're excited, you're going to call a friend, share it with others, invest into it, and begin to take actions toward manifesting it. I think it's safe to say you feel energized by the thought. But what happens when you're intimidated by the thought of starting something? Some will say they shift their mindset and push past the feeling. This is an awesome response, but this isn't true to many. Often, the response would be, I put it off for another hour, day, month, year, or never accomplish it again. So I'm going to pause right here, and I just want to welcome Toshua to the space. Thank you for hanging out with us. You can feel free to come up if you like, but if you're comfortable in a lounge there, just sit back, relax. We'll be in this space just a little bit longer, but I really wanted to talk about the start because I feel like we all have been there. I have been there. I straddle on both sides. There are times, and and I want us to think just life in general. For those of you who are listening, let's begin to think about life. Everything that life consists of, the things that we have to do. There are times, I'm quite sure, where there's projects, household things you need to do with the children, financial matters, there's projects, there's things that you need to do. But just the thought of that thing, that because it's so massive, because it requires so many little steps, you might put it off. You might say, you know what, I'm going to deal with it later. I'm not going to deal with it today. But I want to encourage people today to push past not starting. Push past it and begin the thing that's in your mind. And all you have to do is just take one step forward. For example, for me, working out is not the thing that I love to do. It's a requirement for me right now in my life. So whenever I have my workout days on my calendar, when I know it's my workout day, I am like, oh, Lord Jesus. Like, okay, like I gotta work out. Mind you, it's only gonna take 30 to 45 minutes. But my thing is, let me first change. I said, okay, let me not look at it that way. So let me look at my working out as something that I am going to, if I'm working the treadmill, I'm going to do it while I'm listening to my favorite song, or I might be watching my television program, or I'm going to say, wow, though, this is my opportunity to just focus in on me. It gives me a chance to detox my mental. So it's just taking that thought and just crushing it down to the point where it is something that is manageable for you to take it all in, just so that you can start. Now, midway through my workout, I'm not even thinking about not working out no more. Now I moved from the treadmill. Now I'm on to my weights. I've expanded my workout because now I took the first step to get on the treadmill. Now I'm just excited to actually be moving. I'm enjoying myself. I'm lifting my weights. I'm doing what is required. Well, the same thing, that's me for working out, but for someone, that might be you for achieving your dream. Whatever that dream is for you, whether small or large, whatever it is, you might be saying, I'm not going to start it today. And then tomorrow comes, I'm not going to start it today. I'll do it next week. Next week comes. You know what? I'm going to do it next month. Next month comes. You tend to whisper about that thing to a friend. If that friend do not give you the encouragement that you need, trust and know you're not going to do it, because you already have a very laid back attitude about your start. You're not vested in it. You haven't discovered your why and why you're starting. And you call the friend, looking for that friend to give you that encouragement. But people's energy off of the phone can really detour you. If they don't speak to you in a way of they're going to encourage you, or they can see where you are, and they're going to say, wow, you know what, that's exciting, I never heard about that, or challenge you in your thought in a positive way. If you feel any sort of negative feelings about it, you're going to lay back and you're not going to start. You're going to say, you know what, I knew that was a stupid idea. I knew, you know what, they're all going to laugh at me. And you know what we call that in this space? The inner critic. And now you have to do the work to silence the inner critic. You have to now take some time and write it out. Write the vision. Write out where you see yourself. And once you have written it out, now you want to take the time and say, okay, I can take one step. Sometimes the best things to happen in your life is when you take the step alone. I can attest to that. I have made decisions, I have planted seeds, and I have done those seeds alone without a whisper to nobody. And I am now seeing the fruits of it. Now, when I start to see the fruit of it, I may share it with some, but not with all. Because still, I'm very protective of the thing that is birthed outside of me, but it's still a baby, and I still got to do the work to nurture it. And I don't want the negative energy to hinder me. And let me tell you something. And I'm about to close because I don't want to keep you all here too long. Negative energy comes in all forms. And let me tell you, I pay attention to it from the tone of a person, whether it's on a phone call, a conversation, the way you move your eyes. Let me tell you, body language, everything, I pick it up. And let me tell you, I don't say anything. I don't say, oh, well, why did you do that? Or why did you? No, because that's discernment. I'm picking it up. You might be saying, I'm happy for you, but your spirit is ringing back to me. No, I'm not really happy for you. So I take that in, and I'll be like, okay, well, you know what? Let me just keep my excitement about this accomplishment or what's going on. Let me just hold it in, and let me allow God to show me who I can share this with, because those people who I share it with, those are the people who are going to celebrate it, and they're just going to help me further grow in my vision, because they are cheering me along. They're not hindering me, nor would they make me, but it is so nice to have cheerleaders along the way. But you want the right cheerleader. You don't want the cheerleaders that's going to say things underhandedly to cause you to doubt your progress. So I hope what I shared with you today is encouraging. I want to encourage you to listen to the full podcast episode, coming out of the dark, the start. It is crucial that we understand ourselves and take time to get to know ourselves in the way that we work. We cannot sit and listen to everyone and follow their blueprint. You have your own blueprint that God has given you. And so God knows how you were uniquely made. And he knows what it's going to take for you to start a thing. And sometimes that starting, he has to pull you from the front into the back. He has to pull you into darkness just so that he can mold you. He can guide you. He can instruct you. He can tell you the things that you need to study so that he can now bring you through the levels, out of the levels of darkness into the shadows of light, because we're always evolving and growing. Great things happen in darkness. Back in the day when was making film pictures, it was in the darkness that they took the film and they put it in the developer, and they allow it to the picture to come up. And it came up out of darkness, and they hung the picture up on these wires, and it had to stay in the dark room until it was fully developed, which took maybe hours or days, and then they will bring it out. Well, that's the same thing. And sometimes if you're feeling like you're in the darkness of a situation, it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. It just means that you need some time. You need some one-on-one time with God. You need some time to get in his word. You need some time to figure yourself out. You need some time. But trust and know that great things happen in darkness. Great things happen when you seclude yourself, because you focus in on the thing that you need to focus on. You're not worried about social media. You're not worried about how many likes you're going to get. You're not worried about how many people are circling around you and who's going to cheer you on. Let me tell you, I started my business in 2020. I've been in darkness. I've been in the place of darkness where God was developing me. I've been on platforms where there has been a party of one, and I don't regret it. I don't regret it. I even came to a place of God. Well, so shall it be, but I'm still going to show up. I don't care who shows up, but I'm going to be here. So I hope that this encourages someone today who is sitting in your office, who is sitting in your car, who is sitting in your living room or bedroom, who is laying down. Maybe you're in a sick room. I don't care where you are. I want to tell you, just start. And it will start with a thought of believing that you can, believing that you will, and believing that it is capable, as long as you believe it within your heart. Because that's where the true starts begin, trusting in your Lord. So, again, please take a moment to click the link in my bio. Visit me on YouTube. Visit me on anywhere where you listen to your podcast. I have a coaching workshop, Silence the Inner Critic. I believe this thing. I am this thing. I've walked this thing. I walked through the shadows of possible death. I've been there, and God has been there with me all the way. It is my faith that has kept me here. My faith in believing in God. So trust and know you can make it through any situation if you truly, truly believe. Do not look to your left, do not look to your right, but listen, stay focused. Stay focused. Look forward. The winds will blow. You will feel the chill. You will shake just a little bit, but God will cover you because he says in his word that he will. So just trust in that. And as you move through your day, and when you have those naysayers and they want to sprinkle their little fairy dust of negativity around you, say, listen, have those affirmations and say, I am great. I am beautiful. I am courageous. I am a child of the great I am. I walk with confidence. I am confidence. I am bold. Have that and with your head up high and keep on moving. Let them just look at your smoke, okay? Because you got places to go, you have things to do, and today, together, we are going to claim it, own it, and be it. And with that, I'm going to tell you have a wonderful weekend ahead. Have an amazing day on purpose. And don't forget to continue to recite your wins all day long. Make the enemy mad. Say, I'm winning at this. I'm winning at that. I'm winning because I got in my car today and it started. I'm winning because I fixed breakfast today and I have food in the house. I'm winning because I just wrote out a check to pay off a bill. I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning. So you go on with that with your winning selves. I am now closing the room in three, two, and I hope you enjoyed this week's conversation on Praise Break. Silence the inner critic with your praise. Please like, share, and subscribe so you can receive notification when we go live or upload to this channel.